man who conquered Constantinople, the one who made the world tremble, Sultan Mehmed the Conqueror. For the first time in his life, he retreated. Before him lay a sight beyond comprehension, a forest of 20,000 impaled corpses. On the highest stake, the body of his own general. But the most horrifying thing was something else entirely. The man who had done all this had set a table in the middle of that forest of death and calmly enjoyed his dinner. But how was such a monster born? I will tell you the story of a monster's creation, his name Vlad III, his title Vlad the Impaler. This isn't just a story of mass murder. It's the true story of how a child became a monster. And even today, in some countries, the man you're about to meet is called a hero. It all begins in the year 1444. A hostage at 11, the Ottoman Empire signs a peace treaty. The condition, his father must leave one of his sons as a hostage. 11-year-old Vlad holds his father's hand. They stand before the Ottoman fortress. One last look. His father turns away. The silhouette fades into the distance. In that moment, Vlad understands. His father has chosen freedom over him. 6 dark years in dungeons begin. But Vlad was not like other children. He didn't break. Worse, he learned. He watched Ottoman executioners every day, for hours, how they positioned the stake, at what angle, how fast, which organs must be avoided, so the victim would live longer. When does the scream fade? He memorized every detail, because he knew one day he would get out. 6 years later, at 16, he is finally released. But the news awaiting him outside is more painful than anything he endured inside. His father, murdered by traitorous nobles. His older brother, buried alive. Witnesses recall Vlad's reaction. He didn't cry. He didn't shout. He only asked one question. How long did it take my brother to die underground? That was the moment the 16-year-old boy died, and a monster was born. 7 years of waiting. Vlad doesn't seek revenge immediately. He waits. 7 long years. He gathers allies, raises an army, and most importantly, he plans. He memorizes the names of every noble who betrayed his father. He notes who betrayed how many times. He ranks them by guilt. With the support of the King of Hungary, he seizes the throne. Now, it's time for revenge. Prince Vlad III's first order is unexpected. Invite all the nobles who killed my father to an Easter feast. His advisors are puzzled. My lord, will you forgive them? Vlad smiles. No, I just want to count them. Easter, 1457. A grand banquet. Hundreds of nobles arrive with their families. Wine flows, music plays. Everyone relaxes. The new prince wants peace, they think. After dinner, Vlad stands up. With a calm smile, he asks, Noble lords, how many princes have you served in your lifetime? The old nobles proudly reply, I've served 20. I've seen 40. I've seen 50. The hall fills with laughter. They boast of their experience. Vlad listens quietly, then says, 50 princes. That means 50 times you've switched sides. The hall falls silent. Vlad gives a signal. The doors are locked. Soldiers rush in. Within minutes, hundreds are chained. Vlad looks at the elders. You are very experienced. You should rest immediately. The old nobles are impaled one by one in view of the banquet hall. Then Vlad turns to the young ones. As for you, you shall work. The 90-kilometer march. The young nobles are chained and march 90 kilometers to a distant fortress. Those who fall are impaled along the road. Soon the path becomes lined with stakes. When the survivors finally reach the castle, Vlad forces them to rebuild it with their own hands in chains for months. When the fortress is complete, only 10 remain alive. Vlad looks at them. Congratulations, you finally proved useful. Then he impales them too, placing their bodies before the fortress they rebuilt. By now, Vlad doesn't just kill, he perfects it. He gives his executioners precise instructions. The stake must not be sharp, it should be blunt. It must be placed at a 30-degree angle. It must pass through without damaging vital organs. The goal, the victim must survive at least 3 days. A German merchant later wrote, Vlad would touch the stakes, feeling their vibration, like a musician tuning his instrument. The turban incident, 1460, Ottoman envoys arrive. For religious reasons, they refuse to remove their turbans before the prince. Vlad smiles politely. "Your turbans are sacred, I understand. Then you shall never remove them again," he orders. Nail their turbans to their skulls. Iron spikes 3 inches long, driven through their heads. Then the envoys are impaled alive. When the news reaches Constantinople, Sultan Mehmed II is enraged. His command: "Prepare an army of 150,000 men. We will stop this devil." 1462, the Ottoman army advances. A force of 150,000 men approaches the borders of Wallachia. A few kilometers away, the stench hits them. The closer they get, the stronger it becomes. And then they see it, the forest of the impaled. 20,000 stakes, 7 acres of land. Bodies arranged in geometric patterns. Some dead for weeks, their eyes long eaten by crows. Others still twitching, faint moans escaping their throats. In the center, on the tallest stake, clad in gilded armor, Hamza Pasha, Vlad's own general who had deserted him. Ottoman soldiers vomit at the sight. None dare move forward. Then the scouts notice something else. In the middle of the forest, a table, fresh food scraps, wine goblets. Vlad had dined there, surrounded by rotting corpses, the groans, the screams, the stench, all around him. A scout's report reads, one of his servants was bothered by the smell. Vlad told him he'd place him on a higher stake. "You'll be farther from the odor," he said. That servant now hangs beside the table. The man who conquered Constantinople, the power who changed an era, retreated for the first time. Sultan Mehmed II's words entered history. "I cannot take this man's lands. I cannot fight a demon like this. My soldier's spirit is broken." The army turned back. Vlad had won, through terror. But his victory didn't last long. By the end of 1462, the King of Hungary arrested him for political reasons. 12 years in Hungarian prisons. Guards found strange things in his cell. Dead mice impaled on splinters. Birds pierced with thorns. Insects lined up on needles. They asked, "Why are you doing this?" Vlad replied, "I don't want to lose my skill." 12 years in darkness, and his only fear was forgetting how to torture. He was released in 1474. In 1476, he died in battle. His head was cut off and sent to Constantinople. The Sultan wanted to see it. The story should have ended there, but it didn't. Today, if you go to Romania, you'll see statues of Vlad, his face on souvenirs and tourist merchandise. They call him a national hero, a symbol of brave resistance against the Ottomans. The man who killed 80,000 people, who impaled babies beside their mothers, who dined among corpses, is celebrated as a hero.